Hey guys, Brian with Cajun Cardboard coming at you from the great state of Louisiana with another Explore the Card episode where we take a deep dive into a 1990s Michael Jordan insert or parallel card. Today's card that we are going to take a close look at is the 1997 Skybox Premium Thunder and Lightning. Super rare card. Lots of great aspects to this card. Let's not waste any more time. Let's get cranking. Before I get started, I'm begging you guys, hit the like button if you like these videos. If you've watched Explore the Card episodes before and you like it, hit the like button. If you like this one, hit the like button. Obviously, people are always asking for people to subscribe and hit the bell icon for notifications, but I am finding out that the like button actually helps the algorithm and helps me grow the channel and get a little bit more exposure, and YouTube pushes the channel out a little bit harder when you guys like these videos. So it doesn't take you very much time. Just click the little thumb down there and you're good to go. So we are looking at the thumbnail, and that is it, the 1997 Thunder and Lightning. Super rare card, as you guys are about to see. As always, we like to start by looking at the set that the card comes from. It's the 1997 Skybox Premium set. Skybox Premium is a great product from the 90s. It's got a bevy of phenomenal inserts that so many of us love to collect, who are 90s collectors, not just Jordan collectors, but 90s collectors in general. The Skybox Premium set in 1997 was a total of 250 cards. There are 2 checklists. The big rookies, not surprisingly, in 97, everybody should know this by now, Tim Duncan and Tracy McGrady. Chauncey Billups was also in there, who was fantastic, Mr. Big Shot, but really it's T-Mac and Tim Duncan, and both of those guys are a little bit, I think, undervalued. I know T-Mac's career was cut short a little bit by injury, but I think he was a 2-time NBA scoring leader and really resonated with collectors back then. Just the way he played was really exciting. He could shoot it. He could score on all 3 levels, at the rim, the mid-range. He could get his shot anytime, anywhere he ever wanted to. Magic Johnson size with Kobe Bryant type skill set. So T-Mac, the cousin of the great Vince Carter, was a very collectible player who's probably under-collected right now. And then Tim Duncan, of course, we know who he is. He's the greatest power forward that ever lived. Period. End of story. I'll have words with anybody who disagrees. You can come down here in Louisiana and fight me if you don't think Tim Duncan's the greatest power forward on paper that ever lived. In this set, Jordan is card number 29, which I'll pull up on the screen for you guys. Here it is. So this is what Jordan's base Series 1 card looks like. This is about a $200 card in PSA 10. It's come down over the past 6 months. The last time I checked, it was about a pop 56. That might have changed a little bit. I haven't checked it in a few months, and I'm a little bit lazy, and I'm using an old breakdown of the trading card database set in my notes. So it used to be about an 11.5% gem rate. I'm assuming that's probably still pretty accurate. That card's about $200. There's also card number 235 in this set, which, let's see, it's probably on page 3. Yeah, here we go. So here's what card 235 looks like. You guys might have seen this card in the Ruby. It's the Team Skybox card with Jordan Duncan in the white background behind him, kind of a throwback to the old 1990 Skybox, or is it 91? I can't remember, where it had like the white borders, but here it is, and that's what that card looks like. In a PSA 10, this card on your screen is about $125 card, if I had to guess, and the pop last time I checked was 90. It's probably grown a little bit since then, but it's a much higher 38% gem rate, so a little bit easier to track down that card than the original card. But we're here to talk about the insert set Thunder and Lightning, and so let's pull up insert sets on Trading Card Database, and you'll see there's a whopping 17 different insert sets within this product. That's a lot. Some of the more notable insert sets in here are Competitive Advantage, Golden Touch, Premium Player, Silky Smooth, which has a great story behind it, and Thunder and Lightning. We're here to talk about Thunder and Lightning, so I'm going to scroll down and click on it and show you the 15 cards that are included in this Thunder and Lightning set. Jordan is card number 5. Star Rubies, by the way, is the only parallel from the 1997 Skybox Premium. I'm sorry, I should have mentioned that. The only parallel set is the 1997 Skybox Premium Star Rubies. But Thunder and Lightning consists of these 15 players you see on your screen. 8 of the 15 players are Hall of Famers. That gives us a 53.3% Hall of Fame rate for all of you would-be Thunder and Lightning set collectors out there trying to make a decision whether this is an insert set that you'd like to pursue. There's really no true imposters. there's no Mark Allery's or Danny Shays or Blair Rasmussen's in here. So Skybox did their job back then. The misses, the non-GOAT type players is probably Marcus Camby, Damon Stoudemire, Antoine Walker, and Kerry Kittles, all of whom were all-star caliber players and really good basketball players during the 90s. They just probably didn't get to the level of the Kobes and the Garnetts and the Jordans and the Pippins and the Shaqs. But we always like to look and see, does this insert set in this year of 97, that's that sweet spot, it does include the big three. So Jordan, Shaq, and Kobe have Thunder and Lightning insert cards. So that makes this insert set pretty damn collectible if you can manage the pack odds. Speaking of pack odds, the Thunder and Lightning are 1 in 192 Series 2 packs. That makes the Jordan 1 in 2,880 pack odds. So let's look at the card itself. And I forgot to, I forgot to mention, I don't own this card. At one point, I did own a BGS 8. And then I ended up dumping the card because I knew I wasn't going to be happy with that. It was just a space filler and a gap filler. And so I ended up selling the card because I know I'm going to need a BGS 9.5 or a PSA 10, even though we're about to look and see just how difficult a task that is going to prove to be. That'll be one of my big goals of 2023. I'm not going to keep it a secret. This is a card that's very, very, very high on my list for a lot of reasons, which we're about to discuss. But I do not own a copy of this card in raw or any grade whatsoever. So I had to actually, for the first time ever, I can't show you the card in my vault and talk through it and look at it in high def images. We're going to have to sneak over to eBay, believe it or not, to look at the back of these cards. So let me see if I can find a good eBay description where it's got the front and the back of the card. Maybe I can zoom in and we can look at it. Yeah, there you go. So here is there's the front of the card. So I'll just read you a little blurb that I pulled from Beckett. And so what Beckett states regarding these Thunder and Lightning inserts is that it features a combination of rainbow hollow foil and phosphorescent pigmentation to highlight a collection of stars, the 15 players within the subset of the insert set, who use their physical prowess to the team's advantage. Unlike past years, which featured two players, and if you'll recall, there was the pairing. It was like the Pippen and the Jordan was Thunder and Lightning, and one of the cards fit inside the sleeve of the other. This 1997 Thunder and Lightning only features one player. One side features the player as Thunder in his home uniform, while the flip side shows him as Lightning in his away uniform. So the card backs are numbered with a TL prefix, as you can see down here, 5 of 15 Thunder and Lightning. Again, scratched up one piece, mag case right here. So not the best as far as appreciating the aesthetics, but you guys can see the foil, the hollow foil and the phosphorescence nature to the card. It's easy to fleck. It's easy to, scrape that surface and those edges and those corners. It's just a really hard card. It's borderless, so centering is something you might be able to get away with, but the rest of it, there's no hiding defects. In fact, you can look right there and see the white where it's kind of chipped away on the surface. Real easy for that glossy phosphorescent holofoil surface to stick to the cards in front of it. And so pulling this card out of a box that's been sitting in a warehouse, for what is it now, 97, 25 years, 2.5 decades, you may get some bricking. You may get a card where the front of your Thunder and Lightning Jordan sticks to the back of the card that's in front of it, which would cause something like you're seeing on your screen right there. But beautiful card nonetheless. Like he said, Thunder on the front. I guess that's what Thunder looks like, right? Normally we hear Thunder, we don't see it. And then Lightning on the back. And as you can see, the lightning strike looks very similar to the lightning on the, 1993 Ultra Scoring Kings. That's right. So back looks a lot like Scoring Kings. Front looks very unique. I have been told that this card glows in the dark. I have never tested it myself. I thought it might be a little too nerdy and a little too hyper dorky to get in a room where it's dark and try to get this card to glow. But it's not something outside of the scope of what I'm willing to do as a complete Jordan collecting nerd. So if some of you have ever done this and put this theory to the test, go get in a dark room and put it in the comments and let us know. Does your card glow? Maybe some do, maybe some don't. Maybe it depends if it's raw or if it's in a case. I don't know. But let me know in the comments if it actually does glow in the dark, because I have heard that it does. But that's pretty much it for the card. We'd like to read the narrative on the back. It says, arguably the greatest player ever in any team sport, Jordan can beat you in many ways. He has the ability to score, rebound, pass, defend, and lead like no other NBA player. That's it. That is why he is the GOAT in a nutshell, as short and succinct as you could possibly get. So that's what our card looks like, front and back. Sorry I had to use such a scratched up, mag case or whatever to show you, but that's it, fellas and gals. So that's what the card looks like. But let's give the people what they want. As always, I am going to bring you guys the pop and price report. And boy, is this thing barren like the Saharan desert. Look at some of the numbers on here. The first thing I would draw your attention to is the gem rate for BGS. It is 1.6%. 125 have been graded. There are 2 BGS 9.5s. No BGS 9.5 has ever sold in the card ladder data. And I think that goes back to 2001. So that is scarce upon scarce. Obviously, no PSA 10s, no BGS 9.5s, and no PSA 9s have sold in the last 6 months. So this card is going to be a task for me and others in the market to pick up if they're interested. So we don't have a lot of data to work with as far as the average sales price or the percentage change. One BGS 9 has sold in the last 6 months. It sold for $2,640. So you can kind of use that as a barometer for current value, but I can assure you the price for a 9.5 would probably be an extreme premium, much larger than the normal premium between a BGS 9.5 and a BGS 9, because it is a Pop 2 card out there. I know I myself would push very, very hard for this card. The PSA gem rate, believe it or not, is actually 17.6%, which is extraordinarily high. My guess is most of those were graded a very, very long time ago when PSA was probably a little more lenient with cards like this. You can see in the far right column, since April of 2020, there has been no PSA 10s, no BGS 9.5s, and no BGS 9s added to the pop report. One PSA 9 has been added to the pop report. So in mint or better, only one card has even been included in the pop report. All the rest have fallen short at PSA or BGS 8.5 or below. What about sales prices? We know a PSA 10 did sell for $36,000. I've got it pulled up here on your screen. There's the PSA 10. This card sold. It's a Pop 16. Remember, only 91 graded. Sold for $36,000 about 10 months ago. That is an eye-popping number. And it's just one of those deals where when you don't see a card very often, that's the kind of stuff that can happen. If we go back and scroll out 2 years, there's only been one PSA 10 that's sold in the last 2 years. If we go to all time, there's your chart. There's your chart. There's 16 of them. It's sold 15 times in history. And this is one of the few cards that's pretty much on an upward trend through the present day. I don't know if the next one would sell for 36, but it wouldn't be cheap. Let's put it that way. The growth rate is 7,322% since just 2012. Wouldn't you like to earn 7,322% on a 10-year investment? That seems like a pretty good number. The beginning price back in June of 2012 was $485. That's nuts to me. But going back to our chart, the gem rate between the two is interesting. Usually they're pretty similar. And then, I actually did a video not too long ago. Actually, you might not have seen it yet, but a video talking about the Derek Jeter disparity between PSA 10s and BGS 9.5s. There was significantly more BGS 9.5s than PSA 10s. Well, this is the opposite. There's 8 times as many PSA 10s as BGS 9.5s. So it just goes to show you there's no rhyme or reason to what the hell the grading companies are doing with these cards. I'm sorry. It's insane. So anybody out there who says PSA grades harder than BGS, or BGS grades harder than PSA, or SGC grades harder than both, or SGC grades easier than both, it's all BS. It just depends on the card and on the era, and there is some element of pop control going on. I do not care what anybody says, and certainly there's differing standards amongst the grading companies. But 36,000 is that's the barometer, that's the gauge, that's the mark, and so that's what the PSA 10's worth. I don't have a number for BGS 9.5. As I said, I couldn't find it. I couldn't find a sale of the BGS 9.5 on a public platform ever, and so I am estimating estimating, this is a complete estimate. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below what a BGS 9.5 Thunder and Lightning would sell for if it hit the market tomorrow at open auction. I say 18 to 20,000. That's I'm getting to that number by working downward from the PSA 10 to a shade over 50%, and that's despite the fact that it's 1/8 of the population in BGS. And then I'm also working up from the BGS 9 last sale of 2,640, which is a pretty reliable sale because it just happened. From 2,640 on a BGS 9 to a Pop 2, I'm thinking maybe it's worth about 9x, 8, 7, 8, 9x, something like that. So I am totally guessing on that number right there. The fact of the matter is, if you want the card in a BGS 9.5 or a PSA 10, you're looking at Grail level prices. You're looking at something near and upwards of $20,000 to $35,000. If you're looking for it in just a mint copy, you're still looking at $2.5 grand. I mean, you are. There's just no way around it. And we'll look at eBay and even check on that. There are no BGS 10s. There are no BGS black labels. There are only, remember, the magic number is we want to see if the combined gem mint population is less than 100. There's 18. There's only 18 gem mint copies of these in PSA and BGS. How often does this card sell on the open market? Well, you're looking at it. 0. It's sold 0 times in the last 6 months in gem mint condition. It's even sold 0 times in PSA mint condition. So 0, 0, 0, and then 1 BGS 9 actually hit the open market. Let's look at eBay. What's available? I want to pick up one of these cards. How do I get it? Can you get it? Of course you can get it. 2,880 pack odds is not the craziest. It's not easy, but it's not the craziest. So you can pick the card up. There's going to be a price for everything, though. The raw card here, this one's in Australia for $33.68. It is a clean-looking raw copy that we looked at, even though it's in a scratchy mag. We got an Antoine Walker imposter that snuck in here. We have 9 results, but one of them is Antoine. Here is last year's. This is the 1996 Thunder and Lightning, which CSG will slab, but I have tried to slab this 96 Scottie Pippen and Jordan Thunder and Lightning with PSA and BGS, and both of them have rejected it. Neither one of them will grade this card, or cards, I should say, because the Pippen slides inside the Jordan case. It's very confusing unless you've had one in your hands. Here's another raw Jordan from Australia, different one, but also from Australia. Here is another Jordan raw. Here is a Jordan BGS 8 for 2,000 OBO. So you might be able to get that card for a reasonable price in a BGS 8. Of course, you'd need to come down a little bit. An SGC 9 for probably a steep $54.95. Seems a little steep. Another BGS 8 for $19.99 OBO, and then an 8.5 for 2,000 OBO. So we're getting closer. Some of those are actually doable, despite the fact that it's $118 and probably a couple months to ship from Australia. So that's what we're looking at as far as the car goes. What if you're one of those gamblers and you want to rip packs and see what you can do? Here you go. Be careful here because I'm not a wax expert, and whenever I'm not an expert on something, I am trying to be very transparent. It looks like there's 2 types of boxes here. I am guessing that this is some type of retail box. Maybe it is 1997 Skybox Premium Series 2, which is what you're looking for if you want to pull that Thunder and Lightning, but it says factory sealed box, and it's only 13 packs, and it's $12.32 by it now. Here is what I think the hobby box looks like, and it's 1997 98 Skybox, and that's what David Adams describes it as well. Here's a $2,000 box. Here's one from David Adams for $2,200. Here's another one for $2,900. Here's another one of those retail looking boxes for $9.99, 13 packs only. And then here's 2 more hobby, and then this one looks different than all of the other boxes that we've looked at, if you ask me. So I don't know what's going on here. This looks like 18 packs, and it's a retail box. Okay, that gives us some idea. I don't know if you can pull Thunder and Lightning from retail boxes. You'll have to do that digging on your own. So that's what you're looking at right there, guys. If you want to open a box, they're there. I don't recommend it. 2,880 packs is a lot, and it's not likely you're going to pull the Jordan. What do I own and what do I grade? We discussed it at the beginning. Here's what I own. Nothing. Okay, that's what a PSA 10 looks like, but I don't have one. I don't have one in any grade in my vault. Am I looking to buy, sell, or hold? Well, I can't sell or hold because I don't own one. So I am clearly looking to buy, and I will be honest with you, this is one of the few times where I am looking to buy pretty aggressively. This card is meaningful to me. I do like Skybox Premium. It's probably the product that I like the most, right behind Metal Universe from the 90s. If I really put some thought into it, I have to look a little bit closer, but I think Skybox Premium would probably be the next next product and priority for me, because there's so many great inserts from the different years of Skybox Premium. So this Thunder and Lightning is a meaningful card, and there's a lot to it. It's Thunder on the front, Lightning on the back. It's got some of that. There's electrifying, electrified. There's scoring kings. There's Thunder and Lightning, and it's all those lightning motif cards. And this is just another one in the long line. And this one's a really rare 1 in 2880 one. So I'm be looking to buy this card in 9.5 or 10. I'm probably not interested in the card in a PSA 9 or a BGS 9. I'd rather just wait, right? I'd rather just wait, because I've been through that before with the BGS 8, where I had like that gap filter. It was just like holding that spot for me, and it just didn't make me happy. And so I let it go, and I used that money on another Jordan in high grade. Is the card low, mid, high, or grail? Here's our chart. It's real easy. We can figure it out together. The PSA 10 is clearly in that grail category, and grail category is $20,000 or more in that particular grade. So a PSA 10 is an easy grail type card, even in this declining market. There's no way this card would sell for less than $20,000. I would make sure of that. BGS 9.5, I'm estimating is 18 to 20. So we're going to call this grail / high. It could be a little above 20. It could be a little below 20. I don't think it would go for less than, I'm telling you, it wouldn't go for less than 15. Unless I stole it for less than 15, because I'd happily right now hand someone $15,000. I would go find it. I would go borrow it. I would go earn it, whatever I've got to do to get it, to buy a BGS 9.5, one of the 2 BGS 9.5 copies. If I could pick one of those up for 15, I'm sure there's a lot of people watching this video that would agree with me that they would do whatever they got to do to get that 15 grand to go buy that card. And then PSA 9 and BGS 9, the 2 mint grades, it's a low value card, so it's only it's about half of $5,000, so about $2,000 to $2,500. You could pick up a PSA 9 or a BGS 9 copy, despite the fact that we just looked and there were not any available for any of those types of prices, and there were none at open auction. So it's not as easy as it sounds. What are some similar cards in this price range? Well, I've got a few of them pulled up. What just happened? Oh, I forgot to plug it in. So the first one is the 1988 Jordan sticker. Sorry, normally I have this set up for you guys, but I didn't have this one set up. And here it is in PSA 10 condition, and that's what it looks like right there. Again, big time card, but it's a pop 12, right? And so this is not a rare card at all, but it is a very rare card in PSA 10 condition. And as you can see, this card was once a $60,000 card. It came all the way crashing down to $18,000. The last one sold about a month ago for $27,500. So that's about on the level of the Thunder and Lightning. So that's card number 1. Card number 2 is going to be the 1997 Platinum Jordan PSA 10, and this platinum medallion is a monster. That's not it. This is it, but let's put it in oh, I'm sorry. Wait, I thought I had, let me see. Sorry, I did that wrong. Here we go. No, that's it. Yeah. So this platinum medallion, serial number to 100. It's card ladder 42 value. So we're kind of in that range of the 36 that the PSA 10 Thunder and Lightning sold for. For those of you not familiar, this year Skybox Premium, this year Ultra Platinum medallions are serial number to 100. And so that's card number 2 from a comparison standpoint. And then the last one is going to be the Lynchpins Jordan PSA 10. You guys should be familiar with this, as I've featured this on an Explore the Card episode on prior occasion, and that's what the Lynchpins look like. Just an absolutely gorgeous card, which I'm happy to own, I think, at a 9.5. So those are the 3 options, and then of course our featured card of the day, Thunder of Lightning. So what order am I taking these cards in? I'll be honest with you, I am going to go ahead and take the Lynchpins number 1. There's something about the Lynchpins, the way it looks. Again, it's a pop 8, so it's a very low pop card, just like our Thunder and Lightning, which is a pop 16, but it's twice as rare, right? So I'm going to take the Lynchpins with my number 1 choice. I'm going to take the Thunder and Lightning with the number 2 choice. And the reason I'm doing that is because, as you guys know, I always take inserts over parallels. And even though this serial numbered platinum medallion is, serial number cards of Jordan in the 90s are few and far between and super crazy meaningful, and this may even be the most valuable one, it doesn't call to me as much as the other ones because it's a parallel as compared to an insert. The one exception, as you guys know, that I make for parallels over inserts is precious metal gems. Those will always take priority over every other card in the hobby for me. And so, but this one would fall next, and then I would go for the sticker last. And it's a pop 12, but it's not a rare card at all. The card is not rare at all. The PSA 10 is rare because of the poor quality and workmanship and the quality control that went into making those cards. But from an investment standpoint, might not be a bad investment here. Looking at this card, over the last 2 years, it's come down from a crazy $75,000 sale here. I would have loved to have picked this up for 18 grand. Somebody else agreed because the last two have gone for 21.5 and 27.5. So that sticker would probably be fourth. So that's my order. Let me know what you guys think below. Hopefully you guys are enjoying these videos. I like doing them. Where would I put this Thunder and Lightning card? Sorry, I forgot to say this. Put this Thunder and Lightning card on the Cajun Cardboard scale of Jordan card relevance. I'm giving it an 8 out of 10. It's just a super low pop card. It's also a tough pack odds card. It's also got a pretty cool thematic substance to it. It's got that rainbow hollow foil and that, I like saying the word phosphorescent, even though I don't really know what it means. What's the difference between phosphorescent and fluorescent? I don't really know. Maybe somebody watching this is a scientist and they can tell us in the comments, but I have no clue because I'm just a kid from Louisiana. So anyway, I give it an 8 out of 10. That's where I'll put the Thunder and Lightning, and I put it just behind that Lynchpins card that we just looked at. I really like that Lynchpins card a lot, so I would go with that card number one. But let me know what you guys think. If there's a card you want me to feature in these Explore the Card episodes, shoot me a DM on Instagram, shoot me a message on Facebook, although I'm not on Facebook as much anymore, or just list it in the comments. If there's a card that you want me to feature, I'll be happy to try. I can't make any promises, but I'll be happy to try to throw a card in here. The Thunder and Lightning came highly recommended from a few of the viewers, and so I was happy to accommodate and put that one as the card of the day. So as always, thank you guys for watching. Keep collecting, stay positive in the hobby. I hope you have a great weekend. Hopefully these Friday Explore the Card episodes are a great way to kick off your weekend. Maybe you go buy a Thunder and Lightning this weekend and things get wild. Who knows? Thanks for watching. Keep collecting, stay positive in the hobby. Peace.